What are the worst ways to make your money problems even worse? And what are the best ways to make your money start to flow and grow and feel abundant and be on top of the whole money game? My name is Trevor Russell. Thank you for checking in and watching this quick video. I have a business that helps people with finance, property, investing, and as I call it, how to get money smart, get out of money stress, how to understand the flow of money, how to build wealth, how to invest right, to live happier, healthier, wealthier lives, which is what I want for all of us. Real quickly, off the back of speaking to someone today, seeing what they're doing to make their financial situation so much worse than it needs to be, I just felt compelled to share this video with you, for you or anyone that you know that could be struggling financially and doing some things that are seriously just not helping their situation. Because let's face it, we're not taught this stuff at school. So you might find this helpful. Take it, take what you want, leave what you don't. But here it goes. I know someone who rents a property and they have a very, very difficult tenant that they are trying to help and work with, that's gotten to the point that this person has to be asked to move out of this property. Now, what's that got to do with the worst ways to manage money? Well, hearing about the story and the situation, this tenant who filled in an agreement, they knew what they were getting themselves into, they wanted to rent an apartment, and the owner of the property did all the right things to give this person a home and simply have the person do what they agreed to do, which was to pay the rent, to be on time, take care of the property, normal, everyday adult stuff, right? You would think. As things progressed, this tenant was not paying rent on time, was saying they were going to pay rent, then they wouldn't, and the owner would reach out to this tenant to get updates on what was going on, to get the no comunicado, the no communication. And when he did get to speak to this person, he was met with pride. I'm too proud, or I'm too embarrassed, so I don't communicate. And this is the first lesson about making money matters worse. Don't confuse pride and lack of communication or embarrassment as qualities that someone can afford to have or ever have, especially when they're in a challenging financial position that they are responsible for. This is a very immature approach to dealing with matters of money. So I'll continue on the worst things to do, and then I'll share with you the positive things that you can do. So the other things that went down with this person was trying to put the blame onto the owner when the owner was saying to this person, can you tell me when you can pay rent? When are you going to move out? Because now we need to have you leave so we can rent the property out, so we can receive rent. We have bills and mortgages to pay. To which this person would say, well, I'll clean the property, but it was dirty when I moved in. Now, this is the worst thing that you can do to someone when you are on the back foot financially, where you owe the money. And I'm not saying you literally, I'm saying we, us as people, owe the money. We're the person that hasn't met our agreements. We're the person that hasn't met our responsibilities as mature, in agreement adults. And if you want to make matters worse, and understand, actually, if you don't already know this, I believe money is an energy. And if you do the wrong things around money, money matters get worse. It shuts it down. It turns the tap off. When you do things right around money, it turns the money flow on and more flows in. So when someone in the matters of money is not taking responsibility, is not meeting their agreements, and then they are deflecting and trying to blame other people for the things that they are responsible for, are all the ways to turn off the money flow and makes money matters even worse. Primarily for the person who's put themselves in that situation. In this instance, yes, it's extremely stressful for the landlord. However, that person, he will go on, he'll re-rent the property, and that will go on because he's doing the right thing with the money, so the money stays flowing. For the other person with this flippant, non-communication, kind of almost being a victim too, which is when he was speaking to this person, he was saying, because this person agreed that they would make this rent payment they owed last Friday, I think they said it was. And this person who made clear agreements as this is how much would be paid by this date, to only receive no communication, no update saying, I'll pay, I'm really sorry. I said I agreed to pay the rent by this time, but such and such has happened and I can't make it. I'm terribly sorry. I will do this by then. This person didn't even contact the landlord. And when the landlord finally got hold of this person by texting and calling, it was only met with a bit of a attitude of, well, you know, I'm trying my best, but I can't help it if people don't pay me. Again, turn off the money flow, lack of responsibility, blaming other people. Respectfully, the landlord does not care. Well, he cares, but it's not his responsibility to even know about this person's situation and what they did as they agreed to pay the rent, to only not be their word. So what's in summary of the worst things? If you or someone that you know is in money struggle and they are avoiding their responsibilities, they're angry at the other person that they owe money to and trying to kind of blame the other person, this is the worst way to manage money flow. It is about being responsible. And so it's about being responsible and understanding the energy that we put behind money is what either shuts it down or turns it back on. So now let's look at what can we do to turn on the money flow, the right way to have money flowing and growing. And it's pretty much the opposite of what I just went through, which is, firstly, when you make an agreement, you stick to the agreement. And if for any reason there are ever any problems with money, where you can't make a repayment or you are made an agreement that you would do something by a certain date, not wanting to go back on the negative, but the worst thing that you can ever do with a bank, a lender, a landlord, a relative, anyone that you owe money to and made an agreement to, is to not communicate with them. Again, the pride and the avoidance, I just will avoid it. These are immature, childish behaviors, and they will do nothing but bad for you, and they're not a form of strength. Pride is not a form of strength. I believe it's a form of immaturity, actually, and fear is what it really is, and it's wrapped up in that word of pride. But coming back to the positive, take full responsibility. Whatever situation we're in, we all fall into holes. I'm not saying I've got all the wealth and abundance and don't have my own challenges, but I'll tell you what I do have, and I know many that have the same, is we are responsible. We communicate. If bills need to be paid, we pay them. But if they can't be paid, contact the person that you owe the money, whether it's the lender, the credit card company, the utilities company. These institutions, I know for a fact because I work with them every day in my business with clients. If you communicate with them and you are open and honest and understanding, they will be understanding, and you explain your situation to them and you meet your word, they will work with you. And this is what turns on the money flow. And this is one of the reasons why I believe the happier, healthier, and wealthier get happier and healthier and wealthier is, and I'm not saying everyone's perfect and they don't try and cut corners and stuff like that, but let's just talk in general terms. I believe most people are good and they want to do good. And if you keep doing good, open, transparent communication, take responsibility for your responsibilities. Don't go trying to blame other people for things and situations that you or someone that you know, not you directly, but you know what I'm saying, we've gotten ourselves into. We take responsibility. We're clear in our communication. We do what we say we're going to do. And if we have troubles, which we all fall into at times, we communicate with the parties involved. We let them know where we're at, and we're really sorry, and we be vulnerable, and we be honest, and we be humble about the situation. If you want to develop any money growing quality, it's humility, open communication. These are the qualities that turn on the money flow. I see it all day, every day. The people that have these qualities and conduct themselves in this way are the people that have just happier, healthier, wealthier lives. The other final point I will close us off on this video is one of the best ways to keep the money flowing and growing is to know where you are at financially, regardless of how much money you've got, regardless of what hole you're in financially. It's so freeing and liberating when you know how much is coming in, how much is going out, where it's going, and what can we do to lessen the stuff going out, increase the money that's coming in, and some other things that I have learned in my own journey to manage money, to feel free in my mind because I know where money's at. Even at times when it's tight, at least knowing where it is, what's got to go where, and it's so freeing to have this skill. So thank you. My name's Trevor Russell, Results Investment Group, to my friends out there who are watching this and people that I'm yet to know. If you want to know where your money's at, if you want to know how to better manage it, I've got a couple of really simple tools I call Money Smart Managing Tools, Money Smart Management Tools, which is doing some work. You got to sit down and figure it out. I'm not saying this is easy, but like most things that are truly worth something aren't easy in the beginning because you got to learn a new skill. But I believe one of the best money skills to have is to know how much is coming in, what's going out, where, and how to allocate it. And I've got a couple of tools that I can give you and a little guide to help you better understand the flow of money so that you, me, and all of us can live happier, wealthier lives, regardless of what the government's doing, regardless of the tax system, regardless of the employer, regardless of the wife or the husband or the kids or the relative, regardless of all of that. It all starts here out. And we can control it, we can get better at it, no matter what situation we're in. Because as Robert Kiyosaki said in his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, if you're in a hole, know the hole you're in and stop digging so we can fill it up. But to avoid it, that's the worst way. To take full responsibility, own it, be good people, be our word, do what we have to do, have humility to say when we are in trouble, we are afraid, we're not exactly sure what to do. Reach out, ask, get guidance, get better skills, because we've done the most amazing things. We can do the most amazing things, and we can do all of this too. That's what I wish for me. That's what I wish for you. Trevor Russell, thank you for watching. I hope you got some value in this. Worst things to do, don't do that anymore. If you or someone that you know is doing that, help them, guide them, send this video. Do the right thing, you will get the right thing. Ciao for now. Speak to you soon. Get my remote. Click.